It's here! It's finally here! So, if you clicked on this video, you probably already know what this is. And ta-da, lovely quote. So I'm not gonna bore you with the details. What I will tell you is that this isn't just Hobonichi. As you can see, it has quite a number of other things. Shout out to Debbie. Hi Debbie, thank you. And she let me keep the box because aside from the Hobonichi stuff, we also bought some Japanese stationery as part of the group buy, and she gave me some gifts. So for today, I thought I would go over everything I got, but I won't go into detail. The thing I would go into detail are the Hobonichi stuff. Okay? So let's start with the stuff my friend gave me. Okay. Dun, I think. Yes, yes, yes. These are washi samples. Aren't they gorgeous? We have this one and this one. Debbie has a more oriental aesthetic. Oh, I think this is a repeat. Oh, this is a different one. Okay, there we go. And then this one. So yes, some lovely washi samples. And then I think I have a separate video on getting my first fountain pen, and I talked about not having ink. So she was, and I have to be careful, nice enough to give me an ink sample. This is of, let's see if I can pronounce this, Pilot Iroshizuku, and this is in the color Take-sumi, which is roughly bamboo charcoal. Now, confession, this isn't actually the first time I've unboxed this because I had to make sure that that ink sample was still safe. So I've actually already loaded it up into this fountain pen. Let's just do a quick review. Well, no, not really review. Let's just quick preview what it looks like. So, Pilot Iroshizuku in Take-sumi, bamboo charcoal. Okay, there we go. It's very gray black, a very neutral black. Okay, I think, oh wait, here's more. Okay, so if you do any sort of watercolor, you would know how much white gel pens are a must for bringing back the whites. Up until what, a couple of months ago, I was using a Uniball Signal and then it dried out. So I was about to buy a new one, but then Debbie stopped me because she said she had extras of Sakura Jelly Rolls and then she was going to give it to me. So thank you, Debbie. Actually, these Sakura Jelly Rolls are different. So this is these three, the ones with the numbers and the labels like this, they are the classic Sakura Jelly Rolls of different sizes. So 05, 08, 10. Here you have the swatches. And then these two are the glazed ones, which are meant for non-porous items. And you can't see them yet here because they're supposedly still drying. But the idea of the glaze is that you can use them on non-porous items such as plastic and glass. Anyway, back to the original video. Now let's go into the other Japanese stationery. So we have the Nakabayashi Sakutto scissors, which I think I should do a separate video on. Okay. And then we have, King Jim albums. Probably a separate video again. Okay, and finally, we have the Hobonichi items. Okay. Let's start with the freebies. First, we have the Jetstream Yeah, is that right? Jetstream ballpoint, multi ballpoint pen. Jetstream. Black. This is red. Oh, it does write smoothly. Blue. Ta-da! There. And it has, come on, there we go. It has the Hobonichi Techo logo. Okay, next freebie. We have the Hobonichi no Fude pen, or I just call it a brush marker. There we go, Hobonichi logo. And conveniently, I have been considering getting one of these. Well, not exactly the Fude pen, but a black brush marker because I wanted to get it for line art. So thank you. Fude pen. Ooh, interesting brush strokes. I wonder how it looks like if I try to write in cursive. Okay, that is not cursive. Okay, I kind of like this one more because it has more character. Character, see? Oh, I forgot about these. Hanshi paper. Oh yeah, because this was meant not to be used for line art, but actually for calligraphy. So I believe this is a very thin paper to write calligraphy with. It's smooth on one side, rough on the other. Okay, so because I was planning to use it on line art, I'm not sure what I'm gonna be doing with the hanshi paper. Now, this is one of the things that I had to remove as part of the first unbox because, and I went, and you will see, I already broke the packaging during the first unbox because wait, let's just stare at how pretty this is for a moment. Okay, let's talk about what this thing is. It's called a pencil board, and for those who aren't familiar with a pencil board, the paper that Hobonichi uses, and so does a bunch of other Japanese notebooks, they use this really thin paper. It's great for portability. However, if you're kind of heavy handed in your writing, what happens is that your writing on one page imprints on the next page. And so what you're supposed to do is that let's do an example actually. This isn't the Hobonichi, but heavy hand. If I write it that way, and well, if this was the Hobonichi, you would see a trace of heavy hand over on this side. That's the point of the pencil board, is that you would put it at the back and write on it. It's that way it doesn't imprint on the next page. They kind of try to make it more utilitarian in that aside from being a pencil board, this one says today. There we go. So that it also acts as a bookmark. And then you can see here, it also acts as a ruler. Now, the reason why I had to take this out was because I wanted to get a closer look at this comic, manga, and the lovely people at the Hobonichi Discord, they translated it for me, and it roughly talks about changing of the seasons. It's so pretty. I was actually choosing between this and the Desenko one, but I fell in love with this because there's this, it's so fun. It's a reminder to myself to have fun. Okay, there we go. Where can I put this? I'll just put this to the side. And there we have the star of the show. Okay, so for the star of the show, we need to remove everything else. Here we have the whole reason why I decided to get the Hobonichi, which is the 5-year Techo. So for those who aren't familiar, but I'm surprised if you aren't familiar with this, if you are into Hobonichis. This is, I think, something like an instruction manual. Yeah. Oh, it's like yeah, it is. Teaches you how to use it. A sample page of how someone used it. And what's included. Okay. Then we have a test page. Okay, so I have, this is actually my first Hobonichi ever and my first experience with Tomoe River paper. So I definitely am going to be using this test page to test out art materials. And here we have the Hobonichi itself. Come on out. Ooh. I have no idea what it says. I need to get this translated. Okay, so this one is for 2021 to 2025. Okay. Let's just get to the gist of it. There we go. For every day, for the next 5 years, you have a few lines of text. And I'm planning to use this for memory keeping because considering the amount I write, I don't really have anywhere that I keep memories in. So let me give you a few examples. Let's take my bullet journal, for example. If I flip to some random day, what you're gonna see is a to-do list, maybe some notes, but I still won't remember what that day was like. If you look into my, okay, being very careful here. There we go. This hunk of a thing. This is my morning pages. Oh, this is a bad example. There. I wrote a lot, but the thing is, this is more of a stream of consciousness writing. So it could be memories. It could be a figment of my imagination. It could just be me ranting about something. So yeah, no proper place to keep memories. Here's the thing though, even though it's only a few lines each day, I was worried about the commitment part of it. I wasn't sure if, because I wanted one, but I don't know how realistic it is for me to be able to maintain it. So, as with anything that may need a bit of work, I practiced for it. So, I'll show you how I practiced slash prepared. So, what I have here is just some cheap notebook I got as a souvenir from Vietnam. And what I did was that for every day for the past few months, I've been writing down a few lines. And this was more of a habit forming thing so that I could get into the habit of writing into the Techo every single day. When I bought this, I had this idea that I would be writing on this before I go to sleep. Kind of like a Dear Diary, this is how my day went thing. And oh, okay, in case you're like me and you were curious how they handled the leap year, it gets one whole page for it. Okay. Habit forming. I thought I was going to do it at night. As I was practicing for it using this notebook, I found that it was hard for me to write at night. And so, after about a month and a half of experimentation, I found that what works best for me is after I write my morning pages. So, I write 3 pages stream of consciousness in the morning and then write on my Techo. So, that's the most effective method for me. And that's why I encourage people before you start a commitment on something like this to try it, to practice for it. Yeah. I mean, stationery and you practice for it, that sounds like such a bore, but it's actually kind of fun, okay? Yeah. So let's just walk you through the format. Just a few lines each day. And then you get a free page. Now, what I've seen people do with this free page is that they either continue the lines and add a few more details about that day, or what else have I seen? They use it as a gratitude journal. I think what I might do is use it for art. So I'm thinking every day I either make a small finished piece or just one part of the piece. So I'm like, maybe I'll just put a background wash, and then next year I go over with a silhouette. The year after that, I go over with more details, something like that. I'm fascinated by the idea of using this journal to collaborate on an art piece with future and past self. So let's see how realistic that is. Is there any other pages? I think there should be, right? Oh, okay. So at the end, we have something like a summary of every year. We have my lists, which I never use. Okay, and then we have something like an information. At the start, do we have anything of importance? Okay, so the years at a glance. That's it. Okay, that's all the pages. Yeah. So in my, probably not the exact next video, but in a future video, I'll be going over a test of my Tomoe River paper to see how it handles different kinds of art materials. But for now, that is my Hobonichi unboxing. Thank you for watching.